amici e ben ritrovati sul mio canale Ad Maiora. Hi friends and welcome back to my channel Ad Maiora. So today we are going to talk again about the Italian verbs, about the conjugation of the Italian verbs. We've talked about conjugations in my last videos as well, especially in my lezione 11, lesson number 11, lezione 12, lesson number 12. And today, in my lezione 13, lesson number 13, we have been explaining, the different conjugations, the different patterns of conjugation of Italian verbs. And we have explained that basically conjugation depend on the suffix, so the last part, and when I say the last part, I actually mean the last three letters, of the infinitive form of the verb. Depending on those three letters, basically, we can decide whether that verb belongs to the first conjugation or to the second conjugation or eventually the third conjugation that we're going to explain today. Now, a very quick step back to resume, to summarize what we have said also in my last lessons. We said that when the final part of the infinitive form of the verb is are, then we have the first conjugation, prima coniugazione, and as I said before, it is well explained in lezione 11, in lesson 11, Are, like for example the verb amare, mangiare, and many others, and obviously many irregular verbs. We have talked about the verb andare, for example, and a few others. Then, second conjugation, when the infinitive form ends up with these three letters, ere. So in this case, this is second conjugation, and we talked about that in my lesson number 12, with an example, it was the verb scrivere, for example, to write. Scrivere, the last part of the infinitive form is ere, and so it is second conjugation. Today, we're going to talk about the third conjugation when the suffix, when the last part of the infinitive form is ire. This is obviously the third conjugation. So basically you can notice that all of the suffixes are actually changing only in the vowel, because the last part, re, re, we spell it in the Italian way, is always the same. The only thing that changes is the vowel. A in the first case, for the first conjugation, E for the second conjugation, E for the third conjugation. Or if you want to spell that in English, and it is A-E-I, but I'm trying to use the Italian pronunciation and the Italian spelling, so you can start getting used actually to the sounds. So, as usual, we start talking about the regular conjugation, regular conjugation number 3. Now, as you can see here, actually, there are two types of the regular conjugation, the regular third conjugation. The first one, type 1, is actually, or better, it is used for the great majority of verbs, of verbs that have this infinitive form with ire, with the final part ire. So the type 1 is used for the majority of these verbs. Then there is a second group, and we'll see, which follows another rule, another conjugation, and it is used for a smaller group of verbs. The final suffix is always ire, the suffix of the infinitive form is always ire, but they follow another rule. It is just concerning a very small group of verbs. So when you learn them, and obviously I'm going to tell you which ones follow this conjugation. When you learn them, then you know that basically all the other regular verbs obviously will follow type 1. Then there are completely irregular verbs. There are many, obviously, there are so many. I have selected just 5 of them, which are probably the most common ones, the ones that you as foreign speakers can immediately need, okay, when you start to talk, try to understand something. Let's start with type 1, okay, that concerns the great majority of these verbs, okay, with suffix ire. The verb I've picked here is dormire. Dormire means sleep, okay? And the conjugation is io dormo, tu dormi, egli dorme, noi dormiamo, voi dormite, essi dormono. Well, you can see that the black part of the word, of the verb, is as usual the root of the verb. It never changes, okay, in regular verbs. And the red part is the suffix that actually changes, and we have to learn that obviously by heart. So, o, I, e, iamo, ite, ono. Io dormo, tu dormi, egli dorme, noi dormiamo, voi dormite, essi dormono. Ok? Come dormi alla notte? How do you sleep at night? Ok? Ah, dormo bene in questo periodo. I sleep well in this period. Okay? It's very easy actually. Now, the second type. Now, how can you distinguish, okay, a verb that follows this kind of declination or this other type here? You can't know that unless you have learned which verbs actually belong to type 2, to this second group. Let's start with a very common verb, which is capire. Capire. It means to understand. So this is obviously a verb that we need immediately, okay, when we learn a new language. Do you understand? Yes, I understand. No, I don't understand. Okay, it's something we use almost every day, okay, especially when we are beginners. Now, you may notice here that the suffix in the conjugation is completely different from type 1. It's longer. The root is always the same because it is a regular verb. It's not irregular. It is regular, so this is why the root is always the same. It doesn't change, actually. And the conjugation is io capisco, tu capisci, egli capisce, noi capiamo, voi capite, essi capiscono. What do you notice? That only the first and the second persons plural are exactly the same as in type 1, okay? Iamo, ite. That's quite easy. The other forms, the other persons are actually different, and they use this other new sound here, which is S and... Oh, I've written that. Okay, this is more clear now. S and C. SC. SC. You add these 2 letters here. Now, pay attention, be very careful, because the pronunciation here can be a little bit tricky. We have talked, okay, you remember my lesson about phonetics? We've talked a lot about the sound here. And we have said that actually it may be pronounced sometimes as the English SH, SH, so sh. We can pronounce it like that, but only if it is followed by 2 possible vowels, which are either I, in Italian, I if you spell it in English, or E. In Italian, again, I if you spell it in English. I'm trying to use the Italian letters again because it's important to do that. So when SC, so SC, is followed by I or E, it changes its sound and it becomes sh. Okay, sh has the sh sound in English. If it is followed by any other vowel, then it isn't pronounced sh, it is just pronounced sk, sk, sk. It's like sk, skirt, okay? Skip, like a sk in English. No? So don't, when you see this, these two letters together, these two consonants together, okay, obviously you have to remember that there is this exception and this sound, and you have to pronounce it sh when it is followed by e or a, right? But don't, okay, this is a very common mistake because foreign people, sorry, tend to see that and pronounce it immediately sh. Okay, doesn't matter what there is, okay, after it. Now, that's a mistake, so pay attention here. While we pronounce that, what can we notice? Io capisco, it's not io capisco. Okay, you following me? Because after SH, I've got an O, okay? I don't have E or A, I've got O. And that's why the sound is sk, io capisco. Io capisco. It's not sh, it's sk, io capisco. But here, in both the second and the third person singular, we have e, second person, e, third person, after sh. In this case, it changes and it becomes sh. So, this is tu capisci, egli capisce. Okay? So basically, in this case, you have to pay attention to the vowel that is after sh. Io capisco, tu capisci. Okay? When sh is followed by e or e, it is changed into another sound which is similar to the sh in English, sh. Noi capiamo, voi capite is irregular, and the very last person, so the third person singular, is almost following the same rule, I'm talking about phonetics now, as the first person singular, capiscono, scono. Okay, also in this case I got an O after sh. Okay? Fine, this is clear, but how many verbs, which verbs actually follow this conjugation? We are very lucky because they are a few and they are all here. Okay, you just have to learn them by heart. They are the verb finire, which means end up. Io finisco, tu finisci, egli finisce, noi finiamo, voi finite, essi finiscono. The verb finire, to end up. Well, capire is the verb of the example here, so we have already seen that. Then costruire, which means build, to build something. Io costruisco, tu costruisci, egli costruisce, noi costruiamo, voi costruite, essi costruiscono. Preferire, to prefer something over something else. I'm sorry, I was conjugating that in English. Io preferisco, tu preferisci, egli preferisce, noi preferiamo, voi preferite, essi preferiscono. How's it going? It's becoming more familiar, okay? I'm talking about that, I'm repeating that again and again, so it becomes more familiar to you. Then, pulire, to clean something, okay? Io pulisco, tu pulisci, egli pulisce, noi puliamo, voi pulite, essi puliscono. Cosa fai? What are you doing? Pulisco il pavimento, okay? I'm cleaning the floor. Then, spedire. to send something, ok? To send something. Io spedisco, tu spedisci, egli spedisce, noi spediamo, voi spedite, essi spediscono, ok? Io spedisco una lettera. I send a letter. Ok? Io non spedisco. Okay, remember that in order to make the negative form, we just have to add non, N-O-N, or in Italian, N-O-N, okay? This is an adverb, it's not an auxiliary verb as we do in English, don't or doesn't. It's more easy, actually, it's quite easier. So I can also make a negative form. Io non spedisco quella email. I don't send that email. Okay, my decision. It's perfectly fine. I just have to add non before the verb. It's quite easy. Alright, so these are the two types, say regular types, okay, concerning the third conjugation. The second type is followed only by these 6 verbs here. The other verbs, which are obviously the very majority of regular verbs, follow this conjugation here, so type 1 basically. Then there are verbs which are completely irregular. For example, the 5 verbs I have written here. There are many more, obviously, but these are obviously the most common ones, and so the ones you should actually learn immediately. For example, the verb dire, I say something, the verb to say, ok? Io dico, tu dici, egli dice, noi diciamo, voi dite, essi dicono. Now you can see here that it is mostly irregular. The root of the verb changes, okay? I add this chi, okay, this chi sound, okay, in almost every single person, except with just one exception, which is the second person plural. Okay, the second person plural, it's not dicete, as many foreign people say. It's wrong, it is dite, okay? This is the most irregular person of the whole irregular verbs, so pay attention. As for the pronunciation, also in this case, you have to remember that when chi is followed always by the same consonants, same vowels, so I or E, it is ch. When it is followed by any other vowel or consonant, it is k. Again, if you go back to my lesson about phonetics, about pronunciation, about Italian pronunciation, this course here, as any other course in my channel, is basically one playlist. Okay, so each playlist contains just one course. Okay, so this is the Italian course, there is the English course, there is a German course, there's a literature course, English literature, American literature, German literature. So every single course has got its own playlist, basically. And if you scroll, okay, my lessons in this playlist here, you can find different topics, like for example pronunciation and phonetics, and all these details are very well explained with many examples and so on and so on. Anyway, just very short step back. When chi, si, is followed by I or E, it is ch. When it is followed by any other consonant or any other vowel, it is k, like a K. So, in the first case, here in the first person, it's dico, dico. In the second one, it is dici, dici. You can hear that the sound of the chi changes completely. Dico, dici. Third person, dice. Again, ch sound because I've got E in this case. Diciamo, same, because I've got I. Dite, okay, we have no chi there, so no problem. And then the final one, dicono, we got an O. after the C. That's why I say k. I won't say c, dicono. I will always say dicono. Okay, so this is the verb dire. It is also used in Italian to say, to ask for your opinion. Cosa dici? Alright, cosa dici? Cosa ne dici? What do you say? Basically, that's the translation. I'm actually asking for your opinion, okay? What do you think about something? Cosa dici? Dico che va bene. I say it's fine. It's alright. So, this is used a lot, actually. Then, the second verb here, venire, to come. So, to move closer to the speaker, basically. This is also quite irregular. Io vengo, tu vieni, egli viene, noi veniamo, voi venite, essi vengono. Now, this is also quite irregular. I've got a G sound that comes up, that appears from nowhere in the first and the first person singular and third person plural. And then you have to pay attention to the E sound, because sometimes you have it and some other times you don't. Io vengo, tu vieni with E, egli viene, another E, but then the two person, first and second person plural, don't have E. Okay, an E sound. It's veniamo, venite. It's not vieniamo, vienite. Okay, so you have to eliminate the E there. And then the third person plural, you have this G coming up again. Okay, so io vengo, tu vieni, egli viene, noi veniamo, voi venite, essi vengono. Another very common sentence we use when someone is calling us or is asking us to where we are, or if you're late, or what we're doing, and maybe mom is doing something in the other room and calls us. Okay, then we can say vengo, I'm coming, vengo. Just one word. We don't need a subject. We don't need anything. Vengo, here. I'm coming. Okay, I'm on my way. Don't worry. It's very, very common. Now, the third verb here, the third irregular verb for today is the verb uscire. To go out. Okay, to go out. From a building, for example, but it also figurative. It's very wide use, actually, we can make of this verb. Also in this case, the pronunciation, same rule as before. We have SC, we have E after SC, so it is uscire, it's not uscire. It's quite obvious now. And the old verb here, the old conjugation, is very useful to exercise this sound here, because sometimes we have E or E. In some other cases we don't have E or E, we have something else, and so we don't have to say sh, but we have to say sk. So, io esco, tu esci, egli esce, noi usciamo, voi uscite, essi escono. As for the SC sound, you may notice that it is always sh, because it is always followed by E or E, second person, third person singular, the first, second person plural. The only two cases when it is sco is the first person singular and the third person plural, because they have an O after it, and so it is esco, escono. It's not escio, escono, obviously. Then another thing we can notice is that the root of the verb changes completely, and also the vowel of the root changes. It's not U anymore, it is E. But again, in the first and second persons plural, we have our u back, and so it's more similar to the infinitive form, to the original root of the verb, okay? It's usciamo, uscite, it's not esciamo, escite, okay? Again, the verb salire. Salire is used to go up, okay? It is also used to, well, when we talk about numbers, or we can say something increases, okay? We can also use salire to translate increase. Now, the verb is obviously quite irregular. Io salgo, tu sali, egli sale, noi saliamo, voi salite, essi salgono. This is irregular in every single person, actually. Well, a little fun fact is that the second person, sali, tu sali, is, and also, sorry, the first person plural, noi saliamo, it's, the two of them are completely the same as these persons here in the verb salare, salare, which is another verb. It's not salire, to go up or to increase. It's salare, which means to put the salt, okay? Maybe food or something. Well, they are completely the same, so basically we understand that from the context, okay? As for the other persons, you can say that they are completely irregular. The G sound is always in the first person singular and third person plural, and pay attention to the E sound that appears only in the first and second persons plural. Saliamo, salite. Also in this case, saliamo, it's not saliate, then it's just salite, just E and no A. I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, but they are completely irregular. There are no rules here. You just have to learn them, unfortunately. Well, last but not least, even if it's a quite sad verb actually, but maybe interesting to know, especially when you learn maybe literature or history and you have to talk about an author, you immediately have to say when and where he was born, and when and where he died. So the verb morire, which is to die. Io muoio, tu muori, egli muore, noi moriamo, voi morite, essi muoiono. So you can notice that the vowel u, you in English, appears magically, okay, and it is here in every single person, exception the first person plural and second person plural, because they don't have u. It's not moriamo and morite, but it is moriamo, morite, okay? All the other persons have this u sound. All right, I think it's more than enough for today. I think that the most important thing for the moment is that you learn perfectly the regular conjugation and also this other kind of regular conjugation, because it's easy for you to learn just one conjugation that is good for many, for a little group of verbs, which I have already mentioned. Then obviously irregular verbs, as I said before, are so many, but we can actually start in every single lesson. So again, I repeat, lesson 11 for the first conjugation, lesson 12 for the second conjugation, and lesson 13, which is this one, obviously, for the third conjugation. In each lesson I have tried to give you just a few irregular verbs, the ones you can actually need immediately, okay, to know. Then there are many more and we are going to see them, but step by step. It's not necessary to learn all of them together. We know that Italian is actually, well, Italian grammar is not as easy as it can seem, and especially verbs are quite difficult sometimes, so we'll go there step by step. So, I hope this has been quite clear for you. I move away from the screen so you can eventually take a screenshot or whatever, or take notes. You often ask me to see, okay, my whiteboard all together, to have the whole okay, to have verbs and everything all together in front of your eyes and on your screen, so you can eventually take a screenshot or whatever you want. Now, so first of all, thank you so very much for watching. And if you find my videos interesting, please don't forget to leave me a like. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and to click on the bell to receive news from the channel. Maybe you're just interested in this course here, in the Italian course. Maybe you may be interested also in an English course or a literature course, or I don't know, something else. There is so much on my channel. Anyway, please remember to subscribe, remember to leave me a like. If you have anything to ask me, or if you just want to give me your opinion, please leave me a comment below. I love reading your comments and you are always so kind, so thank you so much for your love and your support from all over the world. Really, I'm humbled, I'm really flattered. So thank you. Grazie mille, thank you very much. Siete davvero molto gentili. You are really very kind, ok? Spero, I hope, spero di vedervi, to see you presto, quindi spero di vedervi presto, I hope to see you soon, ok? Buono studio e grazie di tutto, and thank you so very much. Ciao!